Greetings, Mr. Nowicki here. So we are moving on to part 2 of our mailbox challenge. We had to do the post, the mailbox, and then the flag, 3 separate parts. Then we need to assemble them, create an assembly file, and then we need to do a drawing. So we're on our second part here. So let's go ahead and start a new part. Start a sketch. So now we need to create the mailbox shape. It's like square. It almost looks like a bread box or a loaf of bread. So I'm just gonna kind of estimate the sizes. Let's see. So we'll say somewhere around 7 inches, and then probably 9 or 10 inches. I think I looked this up a while back. And then what we need to do here is create the arc point. So before we do anything else, now that we have the size of our rectangle, we're going to delete the dimensional constraints, so that we can add some other stuff in here. So let's see. I'm going to pick my center point here. Yep, there's my dashed line, and let's see, what I'm going to actually do is, so this is 7 inches across, and so I need to make a circle that's 7 inches and then do like a trim. So the one way I can do that is go to my center here, click my, oh, nope, not at all what I wanted to do. Trying to zoom out and I went too fast. So here's my circle. I'm going to wait till I get the green for my center point, set my diameter as that. Okay, but the next part I want to do, this actually makes the mailbox too tall. So I'm going to do what's called a move command. So the move, notice when I click here, it highlights the circle. So I'm going to click that. And my base point, I'm just going to grab the center of it and then say yes to remove the constraints. And what I want to do is line it up so the edges touch the edges and the top touches the top there. And then I say done. So there's a really cool, you can kind of see the shape here, but there's a really cool tool in the sketch tool. It's called trim. So again, let me delete that dimension line. So when I click trim, what happens is in different points where lines meet up, you get this dash line, and it'll trim away that line to give you what's left a different shape. Right, so now I have this. See, right now I still couldn't extrude this shape, but when I click this, now I can, and you can see it actually looks like the mailbox shape. So I can, let's see here. Good thing I zoomed in because I don't want this line here. That would have thrown me off. And you can highlight that. No, that's just the center point. Never mind. So, so at this point, what I can do is called an offset. So I'm going to select this whole thing here. Then I'm going to click on an offset, and I'm going to click that shape, and I'm going to come in about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, and then I'm going to click Finish Sketch, and then I can extrude this. And let's see, let's go back probably about 20 inches. All right, so you could see the mailbox shape there. That's one way to do it. That's probably the most accurate way to do it. So now what I can do is I'm going to go ahead and add the back to that. So anyways, I need to add the back. So what I'm going to do is click Start a New Sketch, and I'm going to zoom in, and I want this surface here. Be careful not to click one of these other lines. I want this actual surface here. And there's a really cool tool in the sketch tool that's called Project Geometry. Okay, so I'm going to take that, and I can click these different lines, and it'll take on that shape. So now when I click Finish and Extrude, when I come back here, and I'm going to come back 0.25 and click OK, now there's the back of my mailbox. You can see now I can't see through it anymore. So I'm going to leave that as the mailbox. We could do the door on the other part, but I'm gonna do that in an advanced video because there's some different things you can use, like planes with angles, and then do the sketch to the plane so it shows the door partially open and that kind of thing. You could certainly do the same thing where it shows it closed and add like a handle and stuff, or you could really fancy it up. If you wanted to just add the door to it, you do the same thing we did for the back, and then you could add like, you could emboss some text and add like US mail and that kind of thing. But for now, we're just going to leave this the way it is. I am going to add a sketch here though, and I'm going to add a circle because what I want to do is I want to add a connection point for the flag. So if I start off at 0 and say the flags are typically about 7 or 8 inches, and let's see, I'll go to, let's see, this part here, it's about 5, so I'll come here. I'm going to tab in here and I'll say 2.5, and then here I'm going to say 5. Okay, so that'll be our good point there, and then I'm going to put in a 1/2 inch circle, and then I'm going to click finish sketch, and I'm going to extrude that so that it cuts through that metal, and that'll be where the flag goes. Alright, so I need to remember that the size of that circle is 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm going to save this. We have the post, we have the box, and now we're going to create, in the next video, we'll do the flag.